Thank you all so much for joining tonight. So the idea behind tonight's live stream is to basically get, representatives of each of the bands. As some of you may know, we're putting together a show down in San Diego at the Soda Bar on Saturday, February 24th. And so I thought it'd be a great idea to get these bands together and have you everyone, the crowd, kind of get some insights as to what they do and where they're coming from and how everyone kind of pretty much linked up. But yeah, I'm excited. This is kind of like a good run of something that I've wanted to do for a long time when it comes to curating events and putting shows together. Sorry about that. I just got like a child abduction alert. Did anybody else get that? Yeah. So in this event kind of coming together, I thought it'd be a great idea to get these bands on and kind of, I don't know. I know Kevin from Deceits does live streams on Instagram pretty often. I do them here and there, but I think it'd be cool to kind of get somebody from each band to come on, and yeah, we'll kind of, I guess you can call this kind of like the early chemistry for the event that's going to be happening in San Diego on February 24th. I'm really excited, honestly, to work with all of these guys and gals under one roof. I've worked with them each individually on separate occasions, and they're just phenomenal artists to work with. Honestly, I think this is one of the best lineups that I've done, and something that I'm really looking forward to. Just the individual chemistry that I have with every single one of these band members is, I think, really cool. And in my head, when I kind of put together the ideal post-punk of like this modern kind of newer generation, like these are definitely the top three bands for me. And I think it's super interesting how I linked up with each and every single one of them. So I have the idea to bring each band on one by one, and so when they come on, they'll introduce themselves. I'm sure you'll know most of them, and then they're gonna kind of give you an insight as to how they and I kind of linked up. Yeah, I know, and honestly, going down to San Diego was kind of something that Kevin had brought up to me, Kevin from Deceits, and it's been a while since I've gone down to San Diego. But I teamed up with Eddie from Twin Ion Engine, and we kind of pulled a venue together. So huge shout out to those guys. Let's see, is Deceits in here yet? Deceits, are you in here? There you go, for sure. Yes, what's up? Deceits, Kevin, I'm pretty sure that's you. Let's see. Here we go. I'm gonna send. Yes, your anniversary. What's up?
So
How you doing?
I'm good. Just a little tired.
Thanks for joining tonight.
Oh, you're welcome.
Did you have a
No,
long day at work?
I could I couldn't skip out on the organic
Oh,
homie.
that's right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
How you doing
Not too
tonight?
bad. Not too bad. Just kind of I put something like a little rough plan together for tonight, and I sent it on the group chat here on Instagram. I'm not sure if you got a chance to see that.
I glimpsed at it, but I was out um I was out in dinner.
Oh, okay.
Um I couldn't really like focus on it. But I'm sure I'll figure it out.
You're
Like
good. You're good with the live streams. I see you live stream all the time, so I know you're down to pull
please
through
come
for
to
it.
DC. We hope to come to DC. Love your music. Thank you. Hi Kevin, it's Sylvia from TikTok. Hello Sylvia from TikTok. Hi from Seattle. Love Seattle. Yeah, excited for the live. Thank you, Jasmine.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to get some of your people on here and talk a little bit more about the San Diego show, but also just um I wanted to bring you on and have you introduce yourself, what you do. And so we'll get into your introduction, and then kind of give us or give people in the chat like a behind the scenes or like kind of like a breakdown of basically our background, you and I, how like we linked up.
Okay. Where do you want to start? Should I start from just from the beginning?
Yeah, intro and then how we link how
Oh,
we
okay.
we eventually linked up.
What you got there?
Apple soda.
Nice. Oh, for some reason I thought it was Modelo or something. Okay.
It's
Oh
fine.
yeah. Kevin. I do bass, synth, and vocals for Deceits. Uh, Main composers. I know Cisco's probably in here. Our drummer's in here.
I saw this in
I'm the
here.
diva. I'm the diva of the band as well. Um, we started this band as just kind of like to do our something like for fun and to do a throwback to like the classic 80s sounds, like bands that we liked. And we kind of stuck to like a all analog sound. So we try to, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying we're very old school in the sense that we try to stick to all analog. So as authentically as 80s as it can. The way I met Sergio is, I guess, our guitarist. He's seen he used TikTok a lot, and he's come across your videos. He's like, oh, that's the guy, the TikTok guy. He's like, oh yeah, he's here, and we were playing a show with Male Tears at the time. I think that was our
In
second show
Fullerton, I
in
remember that. Yeah.
Fullerton. Yeah, and then you stopped by, and I introduced myself. I don't know if I just came off very strong. I usually tend to if I'm at a show or I'm buzzing. So, um, but either way, I guess you caught the set, you digged it, and then yeah, I think you were like you were caught you were you liked that we were like one of the bands that did like all we it was just very simple setup: guitar, bass, drums. And I think that you dug that, and then we just like you're like, oh, you guys are the organic band with the organic drummer, and then we just stuck with the organic homies to this day.
That's right.
Um, but yeah, though that's like the short gist of it. There's a lot more, but I'm gonna keep it a little simple right now because I can ramble on and yeah,
No, I appreciate you. Yeah, I remember I met you guys in Fullerton. Yeah, immediately made an impression. And no, you didn't come up strong or weird or anything. No, you guys are super cool. I remember you guys gifted me that Deceased t-shirt,
oh yeah,
and uh, and then yeah, no, I dug you guys' vibe, and I liked the set that night. I was like, holy shit, like sounds so raw, so organic, and no, I really enjoyed the music. I first heard of you guys through James from LTS, who I think was on a live stream as well, and then just kind of name dropped you guys, and so I was like, oh, dope. So I already kind of had you guys like in the back of my head, and then I thought, what better way to like listen to you guys than to catch you live? I live in Anaheim, so it was literally just down the block, so to make it down to Fullerton. And yeah, no, I really dug the sound, and so I was like, yeah, I really want to work with these guys. So
yeah. Oh, that was cool. I think I will say we're kind of like symbiotic at this point. We've kind of grown together. If it wasn't for your videos, like you and James have kind of been like our first people that kind of supported us and saw what we had to offer and kind of said like, no, you should check these guys out. So forever grateful to you
no,
for
yeah,
that.
absolutely. No, I think it's been really great how you said just kind of from day one, it's just been that organic growth that organic growth together. I think we each saw like, okay, like we can support this homie can support us, and just really kind of as a team build something, right? Like I think it's pretty incredible how my very first event that I did at La Santa was with you guys, and literally a year later, together we were all in Portland and Seattle, and it was just like
Oh yeah, it was like a year to
it
the
was a
date,
year to
right? I think you
the date.
yeah. Fucking here
Yeah, so I thought that was
saying
pretty
Trump
special.
2024, get
What
out of
happened?
here.
Who said what?
Kevin, did you cut your hair? Yeah. Well, right now it's kind of I have my work hair, so it's kind of I try to keep it looking short. So that's what you're seeing.
Dope. Well, yeah. Thanks, Kevin, for kind of bringing in that intro. Let's bring in on the next band. Let's see who wants to come in next, Twin or Corbeau. Do I have to send the request or do you?
Yeah. Let me see. I think you can. Uh, I think you have to. Oh yeah, I found it. Did you want me to invite him? I can see it right here.
Okay, I just sent him the
Oh,
invite.
okay. I waved that.
So I sent it over to Twin Ion Engine. I think it's gonna be Eddie popping up. Eddie, what's up?
Hey, what's good?
Thanks for
What's up?
joining the live,
Yeah, for
man.
sure.
Thanks for, and I'm glad we were all able to coordinate this. I know we had to kind of shift a little bit, but I'm glad this worked out for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Edward.
Hey, what's up, bro? Kevin,
Um,
and nice to see you
Nice to
guys.
absolutely.
see you.
What's it called? Yeah, so the way we're kind of bringing people on is just kind of introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your band, and then the background on how like you and I linked up, and then you can even say how you and Kevin linked up.
Uh, okay, so about the band, I pretty much started this project during the pandemic. I was going through a transitional period musically. I was really into like indie shit back in the early in like 2015, and then from like 2015 to like 2019, that's when I started to get into like more darker stuff, and that's what prompted me to create or start like making like songs under 29 Engine. And then uh I didn't really expect it to become anything at all. I just wanted to like make a few songs and then put them out there and then dip. That's it, you know. But then what's his name? Jose DJ FN1, he caught on to the music, and then he requested that I, make a few appearances under 29 Engine with with his promotion group. What was it? Other Voices.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was only me at the time, so I had to ask for like other people to join and help me out with the with guitar and stuff, because I didn't want to just be up there with a mic, because I don't really play like guitar live.
Yeah.
I can only like record on my own because I'm really bad in front of other people like playing.
Yeah.
uh, and I'm really a bass player, but I already have a bass player, so I can't really pick that up,
Yeah, right.
So, um, but yeah, I had to like rely on like friends to come and join up with me up on stage, and then it wasn't until like September of 2022, actually, when I met Luis. Luis is our current bassist. I met him at the gym.
Oh, is that
Actually,
right?
it was so funny because I that day I decided to wear my French police shirt to the
Mm-hmm.
gym, and then I don't I don't really expect anybody to know. Not that I don't think that French police aren't big or anything, but in San Diego, where the scene isn't as big, you know, Luis came up to me at the gym while I was like getting ready to do like triceps or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Hey, you listen to French Police?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man." I had actually opened for French Police in July of 2022. So it was me telling him that. He was like, "Oh shit, like who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm 29 Ninja." And then he's like, "Oh, I think I've heard of you." And I'm like, "Oh," and that's how we like hit it up. And then eventually, I asked him to like if he wanted to join, which he accepted, and here we are.
That's a team right there. Yeah, shout out Luis. He's a
Yeah,
cool
man.
dude.
Sorry for dipping out. I was trying to remove a notification, accidentally clicked it, and it went to my email. So that
I
was
was like, no,
annoying.
I saw you in the chat. I was like, this one's responding really good. I was like, you're a pro. You're a pro at this live stream stuff.
I was like, work with me, bro.
Man, so sorry.
And then how do you recall like us meeting?
Well, I first had seen you on TikTok. I think everybody has seen you on TikTok. It's great because I saw you on TikTok and I was like, oh shit, like this guy is like really putting all these bands out there, because it was like one of a few of your introduction to a few band videos, and I'm sure you still do that, but it was a few of those videos, and then we were doing a show in Riverside with um, Dance Macabre,
Yeah.
uh, DJ Lapples, and then and you were there. I think you were. I don't know if you were you on the
Yeah,
bill.
I was DJing that night too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know you were gonna be there, and then I saw you. I was like, oh shit! Like I know this guy. This guy's from TikTok. And then I don't know if I went up to you first or if you introduced yourself first, but it was a very like fun, nice, time to link up for the first time. And I was like, hey, I'm a big fan. I seen you on TikTok. I like your videos. And then we yeah, it went on from there. But after
Yeah.
that, it's been like a few shows that we've done together, or that you've been there when I'm doing shows, and it's always such a nice time whenever I'm in a Dôrmencē show. You know?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I remember we met at the Riverside show. I think we just met in the green room,
Yeah.
right? We were just in there, and then we just kind of linked up, and we talked about. I was putting together my first San Diego show last year with Deceits, and then the two homies from Mexico, and I think that's kind of what we talked about.
Oh
And you said, yeah, yeah, I'll pull up, and I said, oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, let's we can get any support out there that we can, because I had never done a show out there, and then you came through that show. I
yeah,
remember that. That was the one at Ken Club.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The Ken Club. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first time. I guess Edward said, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm Eddie."
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. I forgot to tell that story. When
Is
was
that
it?
where you guys? Is that where you two met?
Yeah,
Like at that Ken Club show?
at the show with the
Oh yeah,
fire.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
oh,
At
shit.
get-go. I started to listen to Deceits like from like their first song.
No, thank you.
What was it?
Every
Fail.
promise.
No. Failures.
Oh,
Or
failure.
I don't know which one was your first. It was either
They were
one of
they're
those two. But
they're very
okay,
close. They were like 2 months apart, I think. So
I don't know. I don't know who. Somebody posted it on Instagram, and I was like, oh shit, this song fucking rocks. And I
yeah.
was like, oh. And then I started following you guys. And eventually we did end up meeting at like in person at your show at the Ken Club,
Hmm.
which was pretty awesome. Even like a few mishaps, but it was a fucking fire show,
Literally.
No pun
so,
intended. At the
so
same time, pun intended.
Yeah.
so for those who don't know, that show was almost canceled due to a circuit fire because of wire malfunctions.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it
Yeah.
happens. I mean, it's a lot more often than not at the Ken Club. But I
Really?
mean, yeah, but
Crazy.
Oh, yeah. I
I had
said
never seen that
it had the
happen.
reputation, though.
I think it's wherever Eddie goes because that Riverside show, there was also
oh,
the fire department that pulled up.
that's right. But what is with these fucking fires?
All right.
Oh
So
man.
the
That
show.
wasn't a real fire. That was just a fog machine that like triggered off like the
I know,
sensors.
but the fire department came and they were
Yeah,
like, it was crazy.
shout out Apples if he's in here. He was not. He was like sweating that. He was like, "Fuck this."
No.
It's all good. It happens, It
Yeah.
brought. So
No, Deceased still put on afterwards because Deceased was going last,
Yeah.
and then surprisingly once everything cleared out, the smoke got cleared out, everything gave it the okay. You guys were just down. You guys just got up. Cisco and Kevin, they just started playing. And you just started going too on your guitar because I think the amps were still on, and so you're like, "No mic, fuck it, let's just rock this."
There was one outlet that happened to work. No other outlets worked. There was just one in the corner that Kevin found, and obviously the PA was gone. So me and Kevin plugged in our amps into that one outlet, and I just sang I think it was the first three songs without a mic. So I was just shouting and screaming everything. And then I don't know if it was a DJ or someone who worked for the club, they happened to have the portable speaker in their trunk, and they brought it in midway through the song, and they plugged it into the outlet, and I plugged in a microphone in there. That was the night. If you were
Yeah,
there, you remember.
yeah,
It was a very memorable show.
absolutely. Yeah, I think that was definitely the sound guy. He came through. He was like, honestly, I worked with him twice, and he's always been super on it, super nice. And yeah, so I'm glad that came through. Actually, there's some really cool footage of you singing with no mic, and I was just like, you
Yeah.
can just tell, like, you're just going harder at it because there's no mic,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I remember my voice was kind of like this the next day, but it was worth it.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, that's a dope story on how we all
Yeah.
met. I'm gonna bring in Corbeau Hangs. I think Manny should be running that, so I'm just gonna send him the invite.
Waiting on.
What's up, Manny?
Yo, what's up?
How you
Can you hear
doing?
me okay? I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good,
Excited to
pretty
be
good.
on here.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you all formally.
And
Well, I know Eddie and Dôrmencē, but Kevin, nice to meet you.
Y'all are all queer. Oh, okay.
oh, you guys haven't met? You guys haven't met Kevin
No, we
and
haven't.
Manny? Oh,
This is our
dope.
first introduction, but
Totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that
Big
dope.
fan.
thank you.
For sure.
Yeah, Manny. So what we're doing is we're just kind of like introduction. Who you are, what you do in the band, and then like how like you and I linked up.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm Manny Manuel. I am lead singer, bassist, and composer for Corbeau Hangs. Yeah, I started this project back in. I released my first song, "Light Too Dark," in February of last year, so
Banger.
it's almost a year into it. It's a little bit past a year. And yeah, it's kind of started like blowing up. I was kind of the same as Eddie. I was just kind of a side project that I was just kind of to release, my artistic tendencies or whatnot. I wasn't really expecting much out of it, or to play live. I hadn't played live at all. I'm pretty mediocre at every instrument as well, so so it was just kind of out of nowhere where Luis from Twin Tribes kind of reached out, asked us to open up the first show in Tucson. So I had to gather up a guitarist and a backup singer and synth player Michelle and Quinn to help me out. So yeah, that's kind of how the project came about, and yeah, it's been a pretty hectic ride. Um, Funny show because it kind of leads up to the way I met you in Tucson. There was like a fan or Twin Tribes fan that was out from California in Tucson for some reason. And yeah, they really liked our stuff, and I think, were a regular patron of like the events that you put out, and kind of linked me up with you. And yeah, we linked up, got something together for La Santa back in October. And yeah, I mean, I felt the love and support from you from day one, and same here. I was a big fan from TikTok and stuff as well. So it was pretty surreal to kind of link up with you, and it was a great show. So yeah,
No, definitely. Yeah. Shout out to Q. Shout out Michelle, and then shout out the fan who's Legweem. I
I
think is his
agree.
name. I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's like basically like Miguel spelled backwards. But shout out to him. I know he doesn't
yeah,
have an Instagram, but yeah, he pulled me aside on one of my shows at La Santa, and he's like, "Hey man, I really want to put you onto this band." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Okay, let's go talk to in the green room." And he didn't show me a music. He just said, "Just plug them in." So I found you like on Spotify, and I could have listened to it then. So I just screenshotted it and then just saved it. And then I remembered the next day, and I didn't have Legbeam's number or anything. So honestly, I didn't even know how he would find my events. So I was like, who is this guy? Like, I was just trying to put his name in. And then, anyways, and so I remember, I took a screenshot, and then that's kind of when I listened to you guys. I was like, oh, it'd be cool to put something together. And so I think you finally told me you had some bookings out here in LA, and then yeah, we lined up that one show up in October.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a fun time, and it's pretty cool how it came about. Yeah, and it was our first kind of out of state experience. And definitely that show was one for the books for sure. So yeah, very grateful for that as well.
Absolutely.
Good to
So
hear.
next up, what was that?
I just said that's good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for
No,
sure. Yeah,
yeah.
it's very cool.
Like I was telling people like earlier, I'm honestly really excited to have all three of you guys. Like I'm a huge fan of all of you guys' music, and to me, like in my head, I was like, what would be like the perfect like post-punk dance party? I was like, I think like this lineup right here would just be like really incredible. Um, I tell friends all the time like just describing this show, like you guys are just such like individually like such different personalities that I feel like everyone kind of complements each other, and I'm looking forward to like that chemistry in person. So I thought like doing this live stream would kind of give like a little pre-party to that.
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
nice little formal introduction, especially since I said this is my first time meeting Corbeau, and
yeah,
reintroduction. It's been a while since I've talked to Edward over here, so it's
Yeah.
nice.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
I was thinking really quick, if you guys can kind of each say how you guys came up with your name and what it means to you. Yeah, like how you guys came up with the band name and like what it means.
I want to hear Kevin go first.
Okay. Uh, so our band name came about Just frustration. I'm a big fan of bands with 2 or 3 letter words. I feel like at this point all the good one name bands are taken. Like I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that impactful. But like everything that I would give Kevin and Cisco, our drummer and guitarist, respectfully, they just did not. They said no, 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 no. So there was this song by some post punk kind of jangle pop band called the Wildflowers, and it had a song called "Melt Like Ice," and I would sing it. I would sing it to my girlfriend all the time, and it was just like this literal line. It was just like it just said he would repeat it. It's like your deceits and your deceits, and I don't know. I just never. I've heard the word deceive. I've heard it as a as a verb, like I've deceive you, but deceits in past tense. I just thought that sounded cool. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm just gonna tell them in a text chat. No, I think it was our practice. I was like, we're deceits.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Finally,
Very cool.
with the first time they ever just did not fight with me.
Everyone was on board with it.
Yeah, and I'm to this day I think it's okay. I like the name's kind of grown. It's grown on me, but like I was never really a fan just because one, saying it, people always say like the receipts or this. You can mishear it or something like the something or. And it's kind of like it's interesting way to spell, like it's a confusing thing with I-E-A-E-I.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people still make the mistake with I-E. But
Cisco said, "You're lying. We had no options."
well, yes and no. We had no options. Yeah, I mean, it depends. Yeah, but yeah, that's how that name came about. Definitely check out that song though. We took the
Wildflowers.
Wildflowers, Melt Like Ice. It'll be stuck in your head.
Mm.
It's a really, really underrated, obscure like post-punk song that just has amazing melodicism, vocals, bass, guitar, synth, drums. Everything's wonderful about it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Thinking about it, like just like the name and like even you guys, because you guys are very melodic.
Yeah,
a lot of like your like roots are like in that.
yeah. If you at that song, you will hear a lot of like some of like the Guiding Light and Fate. Very more of like our less energetic songs, more of like our like melancholic and somber songs. You'll hear that band come through. But
Very
enough
cool.
about me. Because I want to know. First of all, y'all both have very interesting names, so I'm more excited to hear that.
Who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go. Yeah, Corbeau hangs. Honestly, it's pretty. I guess it's not boring. My sister basically came up with it. My little sister. I had like the dark ready to go, and I was like, I need a name to release it under. Originally, I was under Everghost. That was like my go-to. I was gonna do Everghost. But then my sister came up with Corbeau hangs, and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is awesome. Basically, I mean, just crow hanging. And yeah, it just really clicked. It was very dark, very goth, I guess. And yeah, I stuck with it, and yeah, it's a bit hard to pronounce and stuff for some people, a bit hard to figure out what it actually is, but yeah, it's Corbeau hangs, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the B-E-A-U combination usually has like a lot of people get tricked by
Yeah,
that.
for sure. Yeah. Me at first, I was saying like my name wrong, but yeah, eventually I was like, okay, it's Corbeau. Searched it up on Google how to
Is
pronounce
it
it. I was
Corbeau?
like, French, but yeah.
Corbeau?
Corbeau.
That's cool. Yeah, when I first like kind of understood what like that name meant, I imagine like a gang of like crows just hanging out,
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
the
That's
crow
what it is,
posse,
man.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Bunch of
That's
crow
cool.
homies.
Yeah, I loved it even more after hearing that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Sick, yeah.
All right, Edward.
How about Twin?
All right. So I got it from Star Wars. That's it. Like if you're a Star Wars fan, you know where it comes from. A lot of like there's people that come up to me and say, "Oh, I know," and I'm like, "Yep."
You know what? Now that you say that, it's like, yeah, like what? It's where? Please tell me where it's from, and I'll say like,
It's from the TIE Fighter.
Oh, and this Solo says it, right?
Well,
Or
it's just like throughout the universe, the name of those like fighters for the fighter, they're called TIE fighters,
Hmm.
and it's an acronym for Twin Ion Engine. But
Interesting.
not everybody like knows what the acronym stands for. They
Right.
just know that it's a TIE fighter. You know, they go.
no, right? You didn't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly what I was picturing in my head. Okay. So when I first heard it, I thought it was like Star Wars, like that one thing. But like it was just like me in my head. I never like vocally said to ask anybody. But yeah, you clarified that. Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
Sick.
I mean, I was thinking of like other band names, but that one kind of just like I told myself this has to be it. I have to pick something that'll be kind of like unique and something that means something to me, and I'm a big Star Wars fan since I was a kid. So I just went with that, and then it kind of just stuck. So that's what I've been using since 2020.
That's
Well, you
dope.
definitely have a unique aspect. I'll give you that. Ain't too many bands out here with voice reference. You go into like maybe the prog or the tech death metal side of things, you'll see more fantasy, sci-fi, but you
Yeah.
have a unique name within this context.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Really
man.
cool. Really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
Star Wars have their own sweet name though. You got to come forward.
I know. I think we're blowing people's minds right now with like the origins of some of these names.
This would
Yeah.
low
I
key
feel like
be a lit podcast. You know, it would be if it wasn't a weekday. I'd be more enticed to kind of be a little loose, but
Bro,
like I don't.
you're a
I,
teacher, or
I'm a
right?
I'm subbing. Cisco's the teacher.
Huh.
Cisco's the
But yeah, they have their levels of stress during the week. I understand.
yeah.
Cisco's
It's just
el profe.
el profe, el,
Perfect.
The organic profe.
the organic.
Yeah.
Love the name or iconic dream thing. Shout out, clap.
So I was thinking,
Um,
oh, go ahead. Did you have something, some input?
no, I was just gonna little insights. I'm really looking forward to returning to San Diego. I think it's pretty much what is it at? Is it really 2 years?
It's
Because you
been
said it was.
it's been 1 year. I think
Oh,
like early February is when we did the first one there, and that was my first show, and it was you, Ganaverex, and the Chacal. Like we all, yeah,
okay, a year. Still,
yeah. It should be good. It's a new spot. I've never been there. It's kind of tough. I mean, Eddie kind of lined that up, helped facilitate that by getting us in contact with them. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Eddie, what's the feedback at that place? I've heard that the locals like really like that spot because they get to see their favorite bands like in a more intimate setting.
Yeah.
is it you know if it's like is it a ground level stage?
I think it's a little elevated, right?
It's elevated, but
Uh,
it's still pretty cramped up in there a little bit. You can fit a lot of people. It's just everything is so close. Like it's like right by the bar. People are sitting down. They're just vibing. But it's pretty nice in there. You like it.
just listen to Mount Like Eyes. You liked it, right? Amazing song. I implore this chat and all of y'all to check it out when you're done. I like to
So
start band with some Jawas.
So I was curious to know, like, from each of you, like, you get your metrics on, like, I know all you guys have YouTube channels, Spotify's and Bandcamps. Like, when it comes to like some of those like top cities where you guys are being streamed or listened to, like, what are like your top three cities?
uh, do you want me to start off?
Sure.
Okay. Obviously, the number one, I think Chicago is our come to Brazil. Because
Hmm.
it's like it's our after Los Angeles. It's our second biggest city, and every single post we make, we will get come to Chicago, come to Chicago. But yeah, I always tell the Chicago people that it's not if, it's just when. Working within our schedules is kind of tricky, but Chicago, I think it's Dallas right after Chicago, Dallas, and I mean Los Angeles. You can count that, but yeah, Chicago, Dallas, Los Angeles, and somewhere I think it's uh somewhere in the East Coast. I don't know if it's Boston or Brooklyn, one of those. Yeah,
Nice.
those
Deceits that sank them. Somebody Megan asked.
are. I mean, wherever right now we're coordinating a lot of shows. Um, it's tricky right now because we have like a lot of emails to go through, and we just kind of have to plan accordingly. But we're gonna come to the East Coast. We're gonna go for sure. That is something that we're gonna be done this year. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Manny, how about you? What are your top three cities that you see like pop up?
Yeah. Right now, I believe it's LA, our number one, which is pretty sick to see. Second is Phoenix, hometown, so that's very cool. And then third is Berlin, Germany.
Oh, very
So
cool.
yeah, that's very awesome to see. And then yeah, I just want to also mention San Antonio. I think it's our fourth, which is very cool. We're having some shows in Texas in March too, so it's really excited to be there.
Nice.
How about you, Eddie?
For me, definitely LA number one by a lot. I love the goth scene. It's very welcoming and it's very inclusive, and I like the fact that I get a lot more fan traffic over there than in San Diego. I mean, we do have our San Diego fans, but because the scene is not as big down here than it is in LA, our fan base is mostly in LA. Um, close to that, I guess it would be Chicago. We've got a lot of people asking us to go to Chicago, but there's been a few setbacks with Chicago. We've been trying to go. I've been trying to line something up with either Blood Club or French Police, or but I'm still working that out. And then third would be a tie between Dallas and Phoenix.
Really?
I think Phoenix was like super tie fans for a while, but then
Yeah.
Dallas like just came and like fucking they took over, and then like between Phoenix.
Shout out Phoenix. I forgot to mention Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix are. I fucking love Phoenix. Phoenix, the culture there, the goth scene was popping. So our first time going there last month was amazing. That was our first out of state show. So if any other shows in other states are anything like Phoenix, we are like more than satisfied.
My drummer Cisco said, "Dang, sounds like Dôrmencē has to take us all to Chicago."
I know, right?
For real.
We have to pick just like a time that's not too cold, because people will be surviving out there in that cold.
I know. I'm not. I don't. You know what? I don't know how I'd do. I haven't been to like a very, very cold environment in such a long time, so I don't know how I'd fare. But
That's right. Portland and Seattle were cold, but like not
yeah,
too cold. It was actually, the weather was nice.
it was like the cold. It was like how it is in Los Angeles right now. Like the last week, it was kind of similar. I felt. So, but like I don't know how I'd do. Like, what does it get out there? 30s, 40s, like around there.
In Chicago, I'm sure. Like you see all these videos of like cars just like sliding on ice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe somebody here from Chicago can let us know.
Hey, where are you, couple of Chicago people at, huh?
Sleeping probably.
Oh yeah, the work day.
That's true.
I didn't mean to call y'all out.
So Eddie kind of touched already on like how he likes the LA scene and he feels really welcome and it's like inclusive. Manny, for you, like coming from Phoenix and coming out here for the first few times, and even now recently playing in Pomona, like what were your expectations coming into California, into the scene, and and afterwards, like how did it feel? What was your experience like?
Yeah, like I said, it was our first out-of-state experience. Back in October, we had Catch One, LA. That was like our first stop. I don't know. I really didn't know what to expect. I knew the goth scene was like popping in LA and California, just kind of in general. And I had people reaching out to me that they were excited to see us. So, I was pretty excited to see that. But yeah, it was very pretty awesome to see like people actually like knowing who we were and stuff. And you know, we were playing next to some amazing artists like Midi Memory, No Kids Petuke, and then for your show, you know, Twin Iron was there as well, with Midi Memory as well. So yeah, it was awesome. We got a lot of recognition as well, thanks to you, I feel. And yeah, it was very welcoming and felt really, you know, inclusive into the scene and welcomed arms with welcome arms. So yeah, I was very grateful for that experience.
Awesome. Do you find like that there's like a big difference, or there's like more similarities than not when it comes to like the Phoenix scene and like the LA scene, or just in general in California where you've been? Like
Yeah,
how do they compare, or how do they contrast?
I think that they're starting to, you know, I feel like a lot of people didn't really know who we were in Phoenix all that well because I mean we were pretty new. We started off in Tucson, so I feel like we were more known in Tucson than we were in Phoenix. But yeah, like I think the Phoenix scene is definitely growing and starting to get to a point where we could kind of compare it to certain scenes in out in LA and stuff. But obviously, I did feel a little bit more recognition in California, and with that came a lot bit more recognition here in Phoenix as well. So yeah, I feel like the Phoenix is definitely growing, and it's very cool to see. But yeah.
It's good to hear.
Very cool.
Sorry again, once again, for dropping off. I,
You're
I,
good, right?
I just keep clicking and trying to remove like the stuff on my screen, and I fat finger it or something. Like,
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, Eddie, I don't know if you want to add on to that, but you know, we had our show together at Gracie's,
Oh, true.
with Soft Vein, and yeah, it was popping, honestly. Like, we had a show at Gracie's before, and it was more of a goth night. It was a free show as well. For our show, there wasn't that many people there, but the people that were there were very, you know, they were really cool and very supportive as well. But yeah, it was really cool to see a lot of people there for that South Vein and Twin Ion show. And yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
it's good to hear.
Yeah, I heard like the styles and like the musical like just sound of the whole night was really well curated. Uh, Eddie, what do you think? Like comparing like Phoenix from that one experience to like LA and even San Diego.
Um, San Diego will always be underwhelming. Um, but I mean, that's just how it is in San Diego. A lot of, a lot of goth scene presence. But Phoenix was amazing. I don't know if it was, we've only been there one time, so it's kind of hard to compare different times playing in Phoenix, but our one time being there was pretty awesome. I don't know if it was because it was a free show that a lot of people turned out, but it was it was a lot better than I expected.
It's good to hear.
I didn't know how strong a presence the Phoenix goth scene was. And then when I got there, I was very surprised, and everybody was so nice. We got a lot of support. I met a lot of nice people. A lot of people came up to me saying that they liked the music, they liked the whole show. Even though it was, that bar is kind of like a small bar, small venue, in the back, in the backyard, and there's like no elevated stage or anything like that. Everything is kind of like makeshift type of show.
DIY. Yeah,
But
it's very
people
DIY.
still managed to have a lot of fun. It was really an honor to join South and Corbeau, because I'm a big fan of theirs. So it was awesome. So
It's good to hear.
Sure.
Very cool. I think I wanted to touch on this one question about like new music. Like, have you guys been performing new music that's unreleased at your live shows?
We just at our last show, which you went to, we tested the song, and
I heard that. That was really good.
yeah, so maybe we'll play it again in San Diego. So
Cool.
I like to get feedback on certain songs to see if we should keep them, and if feedback's good, then we do.
No, that one felt like you were trolling people. Like that one was a banger. You're like, should we keep this? Should we keep this? I'm like, bro,
I
this
would
shit's
think
hard.
about CM Punk getting injured. My
yeah, it's
My boy Phil.
it's a shame.
We've been waiting for it to release. It was nice to hear it. Thank you.
Nice.
Do you guys do new songs, Eddie?
We have we have uh we have a few new songs, but we're not ready to play them live yet. We're still in the process of, we're like 80% finished with our new album. Just, we're just tweaking and doing some final touch-ups on the new album. But as far as playing them live, we're definitely not ready yet. We want to wait until we release one more single. And do that. It's kind of like a system I have. I don't really. It's just me, not.
Yeah, I feel that everyone has their personal kind
But
of.
yeah,
Sure.
I like to introduce new songs after I have released them digitally or physically. Otherwise, but yeah, we have a new song coming out later. I will make an announcement later. But
Very
yeah.
cool.
Well, after that's dropped, then we'll be able to like play it live. So maybe in LA, our next show in LA in April, we'll be ready to drop a new song live.
Well,
So.
from Norway. Thank you
Oh yeah.
for tuning in from Norway.
Oh, that's what's up.
Kevin's
Shout out
drunk. I know it. No, that's just me tired, dude. Hazel Sublimity telling Manuel to release Maniac. I got 2 people in the chat saying to release the studio version of Maniac. So.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Manny?
Yeah. We covered live in Pomona and Gracie's. We covered Maniac live. It was kind of our first time doing a cover live, and yeah, a lot of people seem to enjoy it. So I'm glad that they received that well. I was pretty nervous about it, not gonna lie. But yeah, I don't know. It's in the works.
Best experience I had.
We'll see if we release that live in studio. I mean, but yeah. We also have some new music coming out. We've been playing a few demos live, just testing them out.
Like in
But we are playing
practice or like live shows?
live shows. Yeah, we've played a few demos. At our last Pomona show, we tried out a new kind of song that we're gonna release for a split album that we're doing with Paulina Suffer from Italy.
Nice. That sounds cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like the idea of splits.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was very cool experience and new for us. And yeah, it's a very different song from, I guess, from what I've been doing and from what we've been doing.
Your makeup at the Pomona show was fire.
Oh, thank you. That's from my fiance. She helped out and did some makeup on us. So yeah, thank you. But yeah, we have an EP coming out soon. So yeah, we'll be playing a single that we'll be releasing soon on our San Diego show. We'll be testing it out.
I'm a bit too far to see any of you play live. Yeah, you're in Norway. I don't blame you. But yeah, shout out to you for tuning in. I don't even know what the time difference is right now, but
yeah.
Much love to Pame Kuslig. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, shout out Pam.
Yeah.
Pam's been a day one for sure. So shout out Pam. Very cool. So like kind of segueing off that, like I know Deceits does like a cover. I think I've heard you guys do one cover. Eddie, do you guys do any covers or like what's your take on
that? I have one cover only. A Time to Be So Small by Interpol. Interpol was one of my favorite bands of all time. Still is one of my favorite bands of all time. So even though I as a creator, I only want to create original songs. I do like paying tribute to those who did inspire me, and that's the only song that I've ever covered. But even creating my own original music, I'm still taking from other bands as I make original music. So I want to limit the number of songs or the amount of songs that are full covers, full reap of bands that I like, and I only want to create originals, not because I'm against creating covers, but because I'm already copying. I'm copying Deceits right now with like a lot of new songs that I'm creating, and then I'm listening to fucking Ashes, or that the song Corbeau,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I can like make something out of this, and I'm like listening to it and copying a little bit of it. Sorry, but
Wow.
it's really
Yeah.
really good song.
Thanks.
But stuff like that. I know the question was about covers,
No,
but
I mean,
it's
that's
No,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
good
We
insight right there.
if I had a quarter for every time I ripped off Sad Lovers or Cure, Acid, then
Yeah.
I could retire off this music. So. But yeah, no, that's cool. I recently started checking out Corbeau, and I added some of y'all songs to like my playlist. It's cool. I like what I
Thanks,
hear.
man. Yeah,
So
it means a lot. Each fan, so it definitely means a lot, man.
And with that,
but
Deceased, Kevin,
oh, sorry.
you guys just dropped a new album.
Yeah.
I know the fans have been going crazy for it. What do your peers think about it? Like people, like bands that you're really close with. I know you show them your project. You show them, look, like this is where I've taken this sound. Like, what do your peers say about like your music?
Well, the first person who heard it is because of James from Mail Tears, because I recorded the synth at his house. So he's technically like, I guess, a co-engineer for the album. So he was the first one to hear it from front to back, and he was just like giving me the most complimentary feedbacks. And like when you hear compliments from someone that you've listened to from, like, that's a peer, it's kind of like, yeah, okay. But I showed it to Constant, like a Casket Cassette.
Yeah, check out
Nothing but good
it.
things too. Then when we played I think it was was it Jared from no, I always Dust Bowl.
Okay.
Dust Bowl Champion. We met at our show at Catch One in December, and he said he was spinning it good. It was just like a lot of that day where I posted the album. It was kind of like there was like a lot of anxiety that maybe people wouldn't respond to it or something. But at a certain point, it was just like all the positive messages was just wonderful.
Yeah.
I take it for granted. I mean, I don't take it for granted. Um, it was cool. It was like a long time coming. It's very nerve wracking to kind of just release it after you always think you can always hold it in the vault a little longer and make it
Right.
add more blemishes and flourishes, which I still think I can, but to get it out there after so long, it's fulfilling.
For sure.
And I appreciate everyone who's bumped it and listened to it and said nothing but nice things about it.
That's up. Somebody said, Damage Kisses said, so there's a really cool set of Deceits playing somewhere in Seattle, and it would be really awesome if it became available on YouTube. Did somebody record that? I mean, I recorded a little bit, but I don't think I actually have to go through my phone
You know
again,
what?
because I know I haven't
Someone said they did, but I never found their contact or anything afterwards. So it's out there in some phone or some camera. If it comes to light, I'll upload it. But for now, for our full set, we have one on YouTube. Hopefully that'll suffice for the time being.
Hey,
Bro,
Manny,
let's go so hard.
I wanted to ask you, like, are there any bands or just people that are making
yes.
music right now that you've collaborated with or that you'd want to collaborate with?
Sorry, was that for me?
Yeah.
Oh.
So collaborating as far as like making like a track
Yeah.
together. You know, it'll be like featuring or like a remix by or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really have anything necessarily like that. We are featuring and a couple of tunes coming out soon with My Manifesto. We're releasing a single pretty soon. I'm not too sure when. But yeah, we've made some remixes for a couple of really cool artists, and really honored to be joining that. And yeah, I don't know. I hope to collab more in the future. It's something that I definitely want to do more of, even with remixes and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see where it takes us. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just see where it goes.
Definitely.
Thank you, Blue Aura.
How about you, Kevin? Any collaborations coming up? Or is there anybody that you'd really like to work with? Like, and I'm talking like local. I mean, unless you got somebody like big time that you're like, oh yeah, I can
No,
work with this person.
me and me and Male Tears have 2 songs in the works so
Oh,
far.
very cool.
So yeah,
That was
So
bad.
yeah,
we're
Bound to
sounds
happen,
like
right?
yeah, we're kind of gonna try something very, very bold and fresh
Yeah.
with these 2 new songs. So we're excited to see what comes out of these things. It'll probably be in the next 2 months or so before releases. Still here, don't know how to jump in though. There you
Kevin, because you had James on like do synths on one of
yeah,
your songs, right? But you guys have never done like a song together, like Meltier Deceits.
yeah. No, we're gonna do something where we're we're hoping we can do something where he makes like his type of flavor of songs and I hop on and do vocals, and then vice versa. He's gonna do vocals on one of our songs, so it's kind of like me on a new wave track and him on a post punk track. So we're excited for that.
Dope. Eddie, I don't know if you caught it, but I was asking them if there are any bands or artists in the scene that like you're gonna be collaborating with, or that you'd like to collaborate with, and like making a new song or something like that.
Yeah, I've collaborated with Antipole from
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Good
where they're
band.
from,
Norway.
like Sweden,
Oh, they're
Norway.
from Norway.
Okay, yeah. So I did a song. I did like a remix of one of their songs, but they haven't released it yet. Um, uh, and as far as ongoing, I have a something going on with Obscuros from Los Angeles
Oh,
also.
Oh,
okay.
okay. I thought they were from
So,
San Diego. They're
oh no,
from
no, no, they're
they're from
they're
LA.
yeah from LA slash
Oh, very
Oakland,
cool.
I think. I don't know, but yeah, I'm doing something with them, and then in the future, I would like to do something with either one of y'all. Deceits,
Hey,
Corbeau, if you guys are up for it,
same here.
we can do something. Yeah, but eventually, of course, I do wanna drop an album that is, solely focused on collaborations. So if you guys are down, if you guys want to collaborate on a song, including you, Dôrmencē, you'd be cool to, to join in and do like a little remix or something. That'd be cool too,
Yeah,
so that we
totally.
can release that and drop it, and we can all collaborate together. But that's in the future. I'll probably be reaching out to you guys in the future.
Hey,
Always
But
a
yeah,
DM away.
that's what I got going on.
Very cool. That's cool to hear. Let's see. We have a question. What has been the most challenging performance and why?
Off the top of my head, San Diego. I think
That
challenge,
was hard.
literally a show mere minutes from shutting down. Um, that was probably the most challenging one. There's another show, but that show's striked off the record and my memory. So after that, San Diego.
Right on.
But I mean, even though at the worst, I tried to spin it into a positive. I think it was fun overall.
yeah. For me, it's definitely not a bad experience at all, but it was just very challenging, just because we had a lot of stuff going on, kind of behind the scenes. It was our Pomona show with Twin Tribes. Our bass kind of was, had a broken string, and it was kind of like crazy right before when we were sound checking. We had kind of like a cable, or my pedal was like broken and stuff. So it's like a lot of shit started going on when like, one of our biggest shows. So, it was also the nervousness and everything, kind of also with the venue. It was like a really big venue, at least for us. And there was a lot of like behind the scenes that I had never really experienced before. So it's definitely like challenging,
Navigating.
nervous, like yeah, definitely, like it was nerve wracking and stuff. But it was, also one of our best experiences, opening up for Twin Tribes and Might Asylum and Ricky. So it was definitely mixed emotions
That's good.
there. Yeah, for sure.
And for me, uh,
I'm right there with you, Kevin. San Diego for sure at the Ken Club.
Wow.
My our experience was not as bad as Kevin's, where as Kevin's, they caught fire, like their system caught fire or something. It was crazy. But my experience was a little bit less severe. It was more just the sound. The sound was terrible that one night, and I had to power through. For some reason, a lot of our backing tracks were not being sent properly, and to the crowd, and it didn't sound very good, and I was really pissed. But it's part of it. It's a learning curve, but it's something you have to go through in order to grow and learn and become better, and learn what to do next time. But other than that, I have not had any issues. So just San Diego, sometimes it sucks, especially if you're at the Ken Club, and I can say that because I'm from San Diego. So
You have every right. You're like, I deserve it.
no, I mean it's an old system. It's whatever. It's been there for years, and I don't know why they won't change it. But if you're ever at the Ken Club performing, you just gotta be very mindful of how old their system is.
Yeah.
But yeah, luckily we're not doing the Ken Club this time.
No, we're at a soda bar. We're at a soda bar.
It would have been a fun story.
For
I
sure.
know. Yeah, yeah.
Looks like Pam asked a question too. How would you describe your process to finding your voice?
Uh, I'm gonna assume that's talking about like vocal wise or just
Maybe
Just
vocals wise, or
I take it as artistically.
yeah, even like stage presence and all that. I feel like that would all kind of
oh,
roll into
oh
that.
okay. I guess my own voice was, I guess for me personally, it was. I wouldn't say I got comfortable finding my voice in studio. I feel like it's different from live. On the studio, I probably it took until not even in solo that I still feel like I was not comfortable yet. But, I want to say like a year in, that's when I got more comfortable, like in studio wise, because I was trying to emulate a voice that wasn't me. So I like to sing high and go dramatic with it. But I think at the time I was trying to emulate more of like the more deeper or melodramatic, calmer tone of a lot of bands. It just wasn't me. But now I feel like with the new record, you could totally, with the album that came out, you can definitely hear that I'm more comfortable just kind of being myself. It's all trial and error, especially when it comes to like our live settings. Um, I'm a very coming from like just going to a lot of like hardcore and punk shows, and just having a lot of energy in general when I'm either attending a show or going or perform whatever. I like to just let loose. And I'm trying. If you've seen us perform, I don't hold back. I'm constantly frantic on stage, even if it's detrimental to my performance at the time. But I think it's just it radiates. People can see that I'm genuinely passionate about performing and love what I do. And trying to be something that I'm not is probably the best advice I can give for finding your own voice. If you are naturally a dorky person, don't hide it. Don't. A lot of the aesthetics about goth and stuff. You want to look cool. You want to be mysterious and stuff, and people can see through that. And I feel like that's what's helped us kind of grow. Is when I kind of just stopped being a character that I'm not. And I think now you can see, especially through like our accounts, that I'm not afraid to be my true self. We're all like, I'm naturally dorky, so whatever. I'll just and that's probably the best I can find my voice. Just be you. Cliche, but cliche.
No, cool. Manny, what about you?
Yeah. I don't know. I was coming from like trying to do like play psychedelic music. I was listening to Frank Zappa a lot and trying to replicate like I don't know like dungeon and stuff, kind of Tame Impala stuff. But I kind of found that that wasn't necessarily who what I liked. I mean, I was more into horror stuff or scary shit and like soundtracks of like horror movies like John Carpenter and you know It Follows and stuff like that. So I kind of moved a little bit towards that. I have an old like dead project called Lone Ribs, and I did like a very scory like project there, and then I kind of started discovering more goth music and from my sister and my fiance, they kind of put me on a bit. I went to a She Passed Away concert. That was like kind of like my introduction into goth music. And yeah, after that, I was like, yeah, this is definitely something I want to do and I feel comfortable in. And the scene and writing and composing and even then I wasn't really comfortable using my voice and doing vocals and stuff. I just didn't like it. It wasn't not that great. I have a very monotone voice, I feel like. But it worked for this genre and for the music that I started writing. So you know I slowly started finding stuff that I really enjoyed and that I kind of combined that like soundtrack. It combined that soundtrack vibe with you know that kind of psychedelic stuff like the drums and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how I started finding my voice. Um, I swore I was never gonna play live. I was like, nope, that's not something I'm gonna do. I'm a very anxious person socially, and I was always like a homebody and really never went to shows or anything like that. So it was a very new experience for me, but it was something like I couldn't pass up, you know, with Twin Tribes. So I had to find my, I guess, voice through that as well, kind of like performing live. And I think I'm still going through that kind of transition of kind of like actually being having stage presence and stuff like that. But yeah, kind of like what Kevin was saying, just trying to be me, I guess. At first, I feel like I was studying like live shows of other artists that I like, you know, She Passed Away, Twin Tribes and stuff, and trying to kind of copy certain things live, but it just didn't feel comfortable for me. So I was like, I have to just be awkward on stage if I have to, but that's just who I am. I'm awkward.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of my I'm still trying to find that like voice, and I feel like it's a constant thing that you're going through, you know, as an artist. Just you're evolving, you're with your experience and you know you a certain artist releases something that you really love that you try to emulate, so you also evolve with that. But yeah, that's kind of my my progress and stuff.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, it's all trial and
For
error.
sure, yeah,
Keep doing it.
definitely.
Mr.
For me, just to keep it simple, I just the as far as my stage presence, you know, I still get very nervous. I still get, you know, very anxious when I'm up there. It really helps when the people are vibing. Whenever I see the people, you know, the crowd vibing to what I'm putting out there, it really helps me put me at ease. And, you know, when they come up to me and, you know, and then let me know that they enjoyed the show, that really does help out a lot. Even though I don't, I'm not very social person. I don't really go out there and do a lot of, you know, theatrics. Not because I think it's dumb or anything, but because I'm just really shy person. Um, and as far as finding my voice, you know, to put it simply, I just sort of imitate everybody else. Honestly, like I used to do choir. You know, when I was a kid, I'm a bass. I used to be a bass, which really does help with the you know with the dark music and shit. But as far as like whenever I did like indie alternative you know rock music, whenever I was doing that, it was really hard for me to sing high, kind of like Kevin. You know the way you're you know Kevin sings like the really high notes. I can never hit those notes. So it really did help you know finding um, my voice within the goth genre because you know it's so much easier for me to sing low a little bit, and that's pretty much how I found my artistic voice. I imitate other people, and I just see how they do it, and I want to emulate the same feeling and the same voice, the same sound. So that's pretty much what I try to do. So
Good, proper answer. Yeah, if your voice, that's your comfort. There's no to. But then if you try to do something else, then you kind of be in your own way. So, good.
Sure.
Good.
yeah.
Curious about this. When as we as Femme go up to you, your thoughts on that, since the majority just want to be respectful. Honestly, I out when I see other events to other people kind of getting in my space. So I don't get, because I'm naturally that enthusiastic fans I like. So there's no reason to think that it's that you are better than that. So I don't. It's all cool. Just I respect personal space. Just don't get all up in the face. But it's all cool.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I think same to kind of piggyback with that question. Like I said, I'm a pretty social, anxious person, but I think it's definitely different when, like, I guess you're of interest and like obviously you're performing and stuff, and people have interesting questions. And I feel like in the scene, I found that there's a lot of interesting people that I actually want to talk to and yeah, like have a conversation with. So yeah, as long as obviously like Kevin said, you're not up in your face and being respectful, and yeah, I think it's always fun and great to meet new people and hear their experiences and what they also think of your stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, same here. I'm a very shy person, and but I do welcome people coming up to me, and I do I'm very well. I receive it well, pretty much. Of course, I don't think I've ever had that issue where somebody's like going crazy in like my face or anything like that. But of course, if that does happen, then I'll be like, oh shit, like what's going on? But just for the most part, people have normal sense of social awareness. People don't go crazy on me. So for the most part, I do welcome people coming up to me, especially after shows, whenever I'm feeling like I fucked up or something, or like I didn't think that the show was good. It's always good words of encouragement that really put me at ease. So I do encourage people coming up to me and like saying what's up, even though I might not like you know
Interesting.
yeah, or yeah, I'm just really shy. I look shy, but on the inside I'm like fucking like excited that people come up to me. So
Same here. Yeah.
But yeah, no, always feel free to talk to me. If anything, when people come to talk to me, I get re-energized and reinvigorated, because
yeah,
especially
Yeah.
after my performances, I do tend to get a little bit tired. But like
Yeah.
when people complimentary things or they just want to talk, it re-energizes me. So don't
yeah.
be afraid.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
It's Nelly asked, would you come to Utah? Anybody have any Utah dates coming up?
Oh,
We do.
yeah, we have an offer. It's in the works. I can't confirm it, but we would like to come to Utah.
Um,
So
we actually do have a show in Utah. We weren't gonna like announce it just yet because it's like not until like the next summer. But we do have a show in Utah with Ex Lover from Nebraska.
Oh, dope.
And when the time comes, I will be announcing that, because people have been asking for Utah, which is surprising to me because But I decided, you know what, why not? Let's go up there, and then I'm doing also Vegas and Denver. So those are cities that I'm visiting for the first time under
Sick.
this capacity. So I'm very excited to go to Utah. I've been to Utah before, but not in 29 engine capacity. So it's gonna be fun.
it's good.
Sick. Yeah. Yeah. We don't have any Utah dates our prospects will hit me up. When he's down, yeah.
Get at it.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Somebody asked, what cities are you guys from? Where are you from? Name your cities.
From Pico Rivera, Montebello area. It's like if you know where Whittier's at, that's like probably the recognizable city. But it's different. I just say Los Angeles.
How about you,
Yeah.
Eddie?
Me, I'm from the East County of San Diego, pretty much El Cajon area. That's where I grew up, but now I live in the South Bay, so south side of San Diego, which is Chula Vista. More specifically, the Old Thai Ranch area, which is like, all the preppy, rich Mexicans. That's what it's known for. Even though I myself am not rich, but like I'm surrounded by all these rich Mexicans. So if you know, you know.
How about you, Manny?
Yeah, Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix,
Yeah,
see.
Phoenix, AZ. Yeah, west side
West
of Phoenix, Arizona.
side, yeah.
That's dope.
Also, when
I'm from Orange County. Garden Grove, Orange County is where I grew up.
nice,
Yeah.
Mr. Orange County boy.
Yes, we're all from like different counties, different cities. You know what I mean?
West side,
For sure.
homie. Dôrmencē too. Almani fool. Also, when are we playing a show together? Future Nobodies.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
someone from Future Nobodies is here. That's cool. Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to play a show again with Future Nobodies. We played a show, 2 shows with them already in Santa Ana and LA.
Nice.
So it's fun to have Future Nobodies come down to San Diego and do something out here. So anytime Future Nobodies wants to come to San Diego, or we end up going to Chicago, we're gonna say fuck French Police, fuck Blood Club. We're doing something with Future Nobodies. So
Loyalty.
that was just a joke in case fucking Jesse or Brian are on here.
You guys are amazing in performance. Well, you got good compliments from him, so which is good here. Brother Punk. Okay. How's everyone feeling tonight? I'm getting a little tired here.
Yeah, we've been at it for almost hour and a half. If anybody has any last questions, shoot them in the chat, and then we'll try to get to them before we close out here.
Okay. Well, in case we don't get any more, it's looking forward to hanging out with y'all. Just even before the show, just chilling, getting to know y'all on a more personal level.
For sure.
Definitely. Yeah, we should all. I mean, Eddie's from there already, but we should try to link up. Maybe if we could, like around 4. I know we have to start sound check at 6, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we can just kind of, meet up somewhere like around 4 and just kind of link up and maybe have some drink real quick or have some food, and then just go into it like just ready to take care of business.
I feel like if we all get the chance to intermingle before the show, I think the positivity will radiate. It's always good to kind of start a show with a smile on your face. So it's gonna be cool.
100%.
For sure. Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's see.
I'll go to Panther Butter. I'm sorry, I'm yawning.
Oh, San Diego, that's gonna be a sick lineup. Panther Modern and Pixel Grip.
Make it the next Substance Fest since y'all gotta make the next Substance Fest since it's gone. It's up to Sergio, dude. He has the power.
We could all pull together. We'll all make it happen.
He's gonna call it. I don't even know how you would translate substance in Spanish. Substancia or something. Okay. Well, I'm gonna hop off. It was a pleasure to spend my evening with. Well, not even evening anymore, but my night with y'all. Look forward to meeting y'all in person.
Sure, man.
Kicking it again, and here's to a good show on the 24th.
Definitely.
All right.
And thank you everybody that joined in the chat and asked questions. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm gonna try to get a download recording of this and upload it to my YouTube. I don't know, Instagram's a little difficult with that, but I think there's a website where I can do it. So we'll do
nice.
That. Awesome. Eddie and Manny, thank you guys again for joining us, and we'll be in contact in that group chat.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you. Hell yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Good
Awesome.
night,
Everyone
everybody.
have a good night.
Night.
Night.